What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and once again I am joined by
Gersh1.
And we're back to answer your questions in another episode of For the Greater
WAAAGH. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below, put a question in front of your question because we get those questions first. And we have a nurgling in the room. If you hear noises, it is the nurgling. Don't be alarmed.
Well, be a little alarmed.
A little alarmed. This question comes from Priceless Pav. He asks, could the Emperor of Mankind kill a Chaos God? Short answer, no, because of plot armor. Long answer, the Emperor, as of right now, is not in the point to even fight a regular, demon, let alone a Chaos God. Back in his prime, could he go up against, Nurgle / Khorne? No, even then, I don't think so. Otherwise, he would have done it. I think... What do you think?
Well, I'm basing it on what Caldor Drago has done.
Oh.
The Mary Sue of Mary Sues. This guy can literally go head-to-head against anything and come out on top. Be it Demon Primarch. He can fight a Bloodthirster. I believe I'm saying it right.
Yep.
Without his sword. Take him down. Take his weapon. Mentally break down the demon weapon in the warp, reforge it into his own sword, and use that sword to kill the demon. If he can do all this and survive by not having his brain literally melt by all the chaos around him, I think the Emperor can do more than that.
Yes, I agree, but I do think that he has severe plot armor, and it was the Grey Knights just in general during, 6th edition?
But it's rumored that the Grey Knights have Gene Seed of the Emperor.
Right.
So that could at least show you what that's capable of.
Maybe, but I don't really think that, because it's only one, it's Drago.
Right.
It's a tough one. I think there's too much plot armor for us to even say anything. Not just plot armor for the Emperor, but plot armor for the Chaos Gods, too. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to lose another Chaos God.
The first one hurt. We don't speak of it.
Or we do. 40 facts on. Yeah, it's 40 facts on. What's his name? Shit.
Malal. Malice. Lil.
Okay, yeah, but yeah. Next question comes from Varanus Puyo. What happened to Eisenstein 70, the survivors that Garo led to warn the Emperor of Horus's betrayal? A lot of them...
Spoiler alert, if you don't want to... Before the show even comes out.
Oh, yeah. So a lot of them actually became Black Shields. I was going to do a 40 facts on Black Shields, but my god, that's a lot of lore. So expect that later on when the Bad Up War comes out. But anyways, so they became Black Shields, basically people, or Space Marines from Traitor Legions who still were from Terra or still were loyal to the Emperor, and they fought with their iconography painted off. They usually colored their entire power armor black, and a lot of them died during the betrayal at Calth, and after the betrayal of Calth, Gilliman chased Fulgrim, Lorgar, and Perturabo into the Eye of Terror, and they fought on the world of some crone world somewhere, and a lot of them fought alongside the Ultramarines and died, but there's still some out there. It's open for you to mess with it and just create your own stuff.
I think Agapito from La Escuelita was one of them.
Yeah. Next question comes from Juan G. Can I win if I stuff Lucius into a box and lock it?
Yeah.
If the box is strong enough, what's your DC strength?
But I feel like no matter what, whenever you lock something that's unkillable in a box, hundreds of years later, somebody finds that box.
Yep, this is Jumanji style. Mm-hmm. We're just going to start hearing the boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Next question comes from Ty Shingleton. Can individual Space Marines, or even entire chapters, join the greatest good of the Tau Empire? No, Space Marines have never joined any type of Tau Empire. But they could. Check out our 40 facts on Tau Space Marines. Or what if the Tau created Space Marines, and you'll find out more. Plug. Next question. This one comes from Juan G. Is it possible for Dreadnoughts to get the Obliterator Disease? If so, how would it work?
Oh, I don't think so. I think that's only a chaos thing, and that's something that the warpsmiths intentionally put into the chaos. People that are in the sarcophagus.
Yeah, but then a dreadnought could get it then, right?
I mean, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, it's like any STD. If you stick it in far enough without protection, you can get it. Yep. Next question. Oop. Next question comes from Tame Autumn. What are your feelings on Psychic Awakening events? It's awesome. Can't wait for it.
Yeah. I kind of wanted it to be an actual Psychic Awakening where we get new disciplines and stuff like that, but having a new campaign, new models, I can't complain.
Right. Next question comes from Julian Fell. Are the Tau really communists? No, not really. In communism, you're supposed to have, like, no worship of anything, whereas, like, in the Tau Empire, you can still worship your people. Guevesa still worship the Emperor, they just worship him in a different way. And the Kroots still do their thing with their own old, what are they called? Sharpers?
Shapers.
Shapers. Yeah, so, yeah. Next question. This one comes from the Fool06. He asks, which is more numerous, Space Marine chapters or Adeptus Sororitas covens?
There's 100 Space Marine chapters with 1,000 Space Marines in them, roughly?
Well, no, I think it's 1,000.
1,000 Space Marine chapters with 1,000 Space Marines in them.
And I think there's only like a dozen Sororitas covens.
Our Lady of Martyr or something like that.
Yeah, there's they all have something like that. But within those covens are more than 1,000 sisters. There's a lot of sisters. So it's hard to say, but the way that you worded it, chapters, more Space Marine chapters. Next question comes from Damian Hernandez. Are the Eldar gods still alive in Slaanesha's belly? If Slaanesh is eventually defeated, could the old Eldar gods be released? If you're going by the old school, like, Greek and Roman mythology, yes, because that's what happened to Cronus, right? Cronus ate all of the ancient gods, and it wasn't until Zeus killed him, opened up his belly, that all the other, his brothers came out. His brothers and sisters came out. So if they're trying to allude to that, then yes. If Slaanesh ever dies, then maybe the old Eldar gods will come out.
Yeah, kind of like Ghostbusters. If you open up that little box, or was it Danny Phantom? It's all the same.
Next question comes from Pineapple. Custom Orc and Tau Sec clans, like the custom Space Marines. Like, would you like?
Oh, so you're saying like they have custom chapters? Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to make our own like Orc clans or Tau. Well, yeah, like a Tau Sept.
I think it's really tough with the Orcs though, because the Orcs are already divided. They're very simple-minded, and they're broken up into like 5 clans. Those clans are perfect enough. I've never been compelled to be like, well, I want to create my own clan, because all the other clans kind of fit in. Next question comes from Tinman 40,000. What do Space Marines do in tight spaces? They spit. Yeah. Next question comes from Casper. Did any rogue trader rebel against the Imperium? Either they join the Xenos or Chaos. Yeah, I'm sure that has happened in the past. They just get obliterated. Yeah. Excommunicate traitors and get shot up. If you ever play the Dark Heresy novels talk about how there are rogue traders that actually deal with Xenos. And part of the DM's thing is to build around that, to like make some rogue traders truly heretical. But yeah. Erso Swan asks, what is the grimmest and darkest fact you know within the 40k universe?
Grimace?
I
mean, that Demon Kulaba thing always comes to mind.
Yeah, the Demon Kulaba thing is basically something that the Iron Warriors did. They stole human women, sewed them together to create a massive womb where they implanted a baby with gene seed, Space Marine gene seed, and birthed Chaos Space Marine future recruits. Yeah. Which is pretty gross.
Yeah. I have yet to see anything top the grossness of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Psychic Awakening. Tom Roberts says, are the Space Marine blanks nulls? Or are there Space Marine blanks and nulls? Yes. Somebody in the comment section actually gave us the name of the chapter. And I just forgot it.
The Exorcists.
Exorcists. That's the glue. Yes, the Exorcist chapter is full of all blanks.
I don't know why, but I picture like all the Space Marines in that chapter are able to spin their heads.
Over and over. Mm-hmm. Power of Christ compels you.
The power of the Emperor compels you.
The next question comes from It's Just Chris.
Nice wholesome name.
Since men of stone are considered as the half-life of men, I'm assuming something akin to androids. Is it possible for them to still be around in 40K amongst the Imperium? Yes. So if you play Blackstone Fortress, you get a model. You get an old one model. Men of Iron model, which is a little, what is it called?
AR-100-825.
Something or another. Yeah. So he is a Men of Iron, and then I don't really know his whole role in the grander Blackstone Fortress, other than he wants to tap into that technology to help himself. But is there an entire race of Men of Iron still out there? And by men, you said Men of Stone, so I think the Men of Stone are just larger Men of Iron. So they're like the big tectonic shifting super AIs.
Kind of like the Iron Giant.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, same deal. Next question comes from Travis Becker. Oh, so he says, if the Exorcists are the blanks if the Exorcists are the blanks as you stated in Tuesday's video, why do they use librarians? Why wouldn't they be uncomfortable all the time?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to reread the lore on the Exorcist, to be honest with you. I don't really remember what their whole deal with the librarians are.
I feel like it's just like to fight fire with fire. Similar to how there is a faction within the Inquisition where there's like demon hosts and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You use a demon host to fight against other demons. So I feel like it's similar to that. You fight other warp entities with warp powers. Because if you're able to take away the warp powers from another being, then that makes it so much easier for a psyker or a librarian to use his warp powers to influence, whether it's go into their brain or whatever it is they need to do.
Yes. And the next question comes from Hollow Island. He asks, what happens after a Space Marine chapter is destroyed? Usually their name is recorded on Terra, and the Bell of Lost Souls is rung more than normal to represent that the chapter has fallen and that they are defenders of mankind and they are no longer there.
Also, depending on what happened to that chapter, because I think for the Iron Wardens?
Oh, the Storm Wardens?
Storm Wardens. I think there's always 2 Space Marines from any other Legion, like on their home world or something like that, as like standing guard for like their memoriam or something like that.
Yeah. If the planet wasn't destroyed.
Right. Yeah. I forgot what it was, but I read somewhere there was a chapter that got destroyed, but the chapter had a holy relic, like a spear, and it turned out that the spear was the chapter master's, but that chapter master stole it from an Eldar. The Eldar got word of this, and they sent like a whole fleet to try to take back that spear, and I think the 2 Space Marines that were holding like vigil for that spear actually defended against that whole attacking force. Or they defended long enough to have reinforcements come in. So.
Yep, they were the Celestial Lions.
Was it?
Yep. Check out our 40... Well, I don't think I have the 40 facts on the Celestial Lions. I have bits and pieces of them because they are tied to Grimaldus. And I think Grimaldus was part of the defense during that whole attack of the Eldar and stuff like that. And then last question by Diego SP. How do you know so much of lore?
Read.
Yeah, we read.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of lore, surprisingly enough, within the Codex and the rulebook. So if you just want to learn a whole bunch about whether a specific chapter or a faction, pick up a Codex. It doesn't even have to be the most recent one. Like you said, go to your old used bookstore. You'll find some old codices, and I'd say most of it would still be relevant, but they do retcon things here and there. But I'd say the Codex is one of the best places to get lore.
I agree. Just because it's also very broad. Whenever you read a Codex, the lore that's in there is they're trying to hit as much as they can in as very little time or as very little space, because of the way that codex is expensive and all that kind of stuff. Whereas if you read a novel, the novel's gonna have so much detail about one thing, but it's not really like it doesn't seem like you're learning so much because it's just about this one thing. Whereas a codex is gonna jump around between, like if you're for the orcs, it jumps around between all the clans in a matter of a page.
Right.
So
I'd say the best and quickest way is to go to the timeline section of that codex. It'll give you a whole, maybe 3-4 sentences as to what happened in this battle, what happened in this battle, during this time, this is what happened.
Yep.
So.
And those are the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. If we didn't get to your question, don't worry, we'll get to it someday. Just keep asking.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.